Hey everyone, morning again, and welcome back. Good to see you, everybody, or good to hear from you, I guess. Keep those cards and letters coming. Let's go ahead and share the screen. We'll get started on what's due this week, and I'm not going to talk about the second test on this video. We're just going to talk about what's due this week. I want to make sure I focus on the the government signature assignment, part one, federal response to the current COVID-19 pandemic outline. But let's go over what's due coming up. You've been doing pretty well on these cases. I appreciate that. There's only a few left um, from chapter 5, which we'll get into next week. But there's still a few left from chapter 4, the map one and Miranda. So just make sure that you definitely read the Mapp versus Ohio case, an interesting case, of course, involving the Fourth Amendment and unreasonable searches and seizures. And it makes it illegal for evidence obtained without a warrant to be used in a criminal trial in state court, although there are good faith exceptions. And it's kind of changed quite a bit in the last 50, 60 years since this case, almost, over 60 years now, since it was decided in 1961. Here's a Dalray Mapp in front of her house where they police knocked and gained admittance, illegally searched her home without a warrant, and of course her case launched the due process revolution. Here's some of the important justices on the Supreme Court. Here's Clark, who authored the majority opinion. Nothing can destroy government more quickly than a failure to observe its own laws. And here's Marshall Harland. He wrote a dissenting opinion. And then here's Dalray Mapp, who was hiding Virgil Ogletree, who had some arrest warrants, I guess, out on him on bombing charges. Here's a map showing you the state evidence rules in 1960. You'll see in the video. I screenshotted this one so that you could get an idea of which states had some kind of exclusionary rule and some did not. Texas was one of those who did exclude illegally obtained evidence in 1960. So anyway, print out the handout, watch the videos, and answer the key questions. I know some of them only take a sentence or two, but some of them should be a little longer, like the decision, the legacy, the exclusionary rule itself. Some of these questions should be a little more in detail. So if you're trying to get a 5 out of 5, make sure you do that. And make sure you read the opinions as much as you can of these opinions and answer the question. Make sure you cite any outside sources in MLA format. Make sure you paraphrase, put things in your own words, kind of reduce that copy and paste because that's not real analysis or what you think of the opinions, okay? And then submit that. Okay, going back to the next case is going to be Miranda. That'll be due on, I believe it's Sunday, February 14th, which is Valentine's Day. I've been pushing the date back so that you could focus on this one for the next 2 days. If it takes you till the 13th, so be it. But I need it in by the 12th. And this one's very important. It's worth 10 points. And this will help you organize your thoughts about the upcoming research paper. Now, the paper is divided into 2 parts. This is part 1, which is the outline. And what you're going to do is you're going to write an outline only using this template right here. So you can download it as a Word document. and enable the editing. And let's reduce the size of this so we can see these side by side. Shoot. There we go. Okay. So the topic, what I've asked all my classes and what's going on in all the government classes is everybody's going to be required to do this in all the government department classes. They're going to have to do this two-part outline and then research papers. They're going to have to write on a topic that concerns the relationship of our national government to our state and local governments. And the issue is the federal response to the COVID-19 pandemic. And the questions here, you can answer some of them in just one sentence, but has the government responded sufficiently is the key question. And so you're going to say here in the outline, again, don't worry about MLA formats or double spacing. That's not the point of the outline. All I want you to tell me is, in 2020, China let's see, allowed a virus to escape from the Wuhan labs and infect the rest of the world. Or you could change that. You could say the background information could be in the last 10 years, China has been experimenting with biological agents. In 2019, they perfected a virus which got out of hand. Or here's another background information. And another one would be the U.S. Army, according to the Chinese, this is what they claim. The U.S. Army has been experimenting with biological agents for years, and one of them got away. That's what the Chinese claim. Or you could, I guess some agencies, like, I don't know if it's WHO or the World Health Organization, others say that it's a natural virus formed in bats in China because of wet markets, they claim, whatever those are. And so anyway, your thesis statement then would be kind of following the background. It would say something like, China is waging biological warfare on the West in order to expand economically, militarily, and so forth, to gain hegemony or domination on planet Earth. Woo! Whoa, so that's quite a statement. But that could be your thesis statement. And then you get into the reasons you believe that. And then you go into this one. This would be kind of also a a reason. In the last 10 years, they've been experimenting, and they perfected a virus, and then examples, sources in Hong Kong, China, Hong Kong, China report this, and then you give the evidence. Dr. Ming, that's a name from the dynasty in China, a doctor of virology, I don't know how you spell that, virology, I think that's right, reported experimenting on such a virus. Then you can cite the source, Hong Kong News or whatever, page 2. And then, of course, this isn't, you don't have to do it here, but eventually you're going to have to cite it. So anyway, you go through all of this, fill it out. Don't worry about getting it all correct or the parentheses. I'm not interested in formatting. Don't worry about the MLA yet. Don't worry about double spacing. Don't worry about indenting paragraphs, Times Roman. Don't worry about that in this outline, okay? This is just an outline. And then you're going to get into some of these specific questions. Are you satisfied with the federal government's response? He said, and then you could say in the thesis statements, because you're going to have more than one, or reasons, you're going to say, well, no, it's not been a good response, or yes, it has. Operation Warp Speed started under Trump and being carried out under Obama, under Biden, is getting people vaccinated. Then you could say, should the president do more? Has he done enough? Has Webb County done enough? You can answer all this. What's a suitable collective response? So just start organizing your responses to each of these questions and follow the outline. And that's it. That's pretty much it for this assignment. It's just an outline, okay? I just want you to get your thoughts, and then you go up here, of course, to make sure you save it. Here we go. We go to save as, documents, pandemic outline. Okay, and that's it, right? And then you'll obviously attach that as a document. Okay, so that would be it, I believe. Just upload it as a document and then submit it to me, and we'll go from there. I think that's about it. Just make sure you get the Miranda in by February 14th, and I push back the Plessy. Looking at your calendar for the couple weeks coming up, just these cases coming up, and then a discussion on feminism. Quiz 2 won't be until the 24th. I pushed that way back, as you can tell, to the 24th. And quiz 2, I'll go over how to study for that in more detail in another video, and that'll be over chapters 4 and 5. And but for right now, be studying these 58 ideas, facts, and so forth that I've given you, which deal with chapters 4 and 5, and be prepared. And we'll go into that in more detail in a subsequent video. So with that, I will stop the video and I will talk to you later. Email me with your questions, of course. You're real good about that. I appreciate that. Keep those emails coming. Don't be afraid to email me. I'm in my chat room from 10 to noon, usually every day, unless something comes up. So you can chime in. Some of you do that. Um, but don't be afraid to go to the chat room. All you do is you go to the menu on the side of your screen down here and click on chat, and then you can just type in and I'll answer. Okay. All right, guys. Talk to you later. Good luck.